Hey, it's Cris Chico, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the best strategies for finding motivated sellers online in 2024. And this video is going to be part of a multi-part series, and I'm going to be covering all the different platforms and the nuances around these platforms. So then that way you could determine which is the best one for you, and that you can see the opportunity that, there is a lot of ways to generate motivated sellers online, and you don't have to do it with cold calling or direct mail or text messaging, or a lot of those other old school strategies, because it is 2024 and we do have the internet. You're here with me here today. And so what I got here is a very unfancy, if there is such a word, Google Doc. And this is everything I'm going to cover. Today, we're going to focus on TikTok as the first platform that I'm going to cover. And I'm doing these in the order of difficulty. In fact, many of you may know me because I have been doing Facebook for quite a bit of a long time, but recently we've been generating leads on TikTok, and we have been very much pleasantly surprised. And so now with TikTok ads, let's talk about a couple things of TikTok ads. Number one, TikTok ads is great for both experienced and beginning real estate investors and wholesalers that are looking to generate leads. Now, the positives is that it's not a new platform, because TikTok has been around for a while, but it's not a platform that is heavily used by real estate investors to target and to find motivated sellers. And so because of that, there isn't that much competition. And when there's not that much competition, then there's a lot to go around for the people that are on there. It is also a relatively easier platform to learn versus Facebook. Facebook is a easy platform to operate once you have it up and running. However, to build it, the infrastructure behind it, then you get the pixels and all that, the business manager and all that stuff configured, which I'll share with you in another video. It is cumbersome, and it will hang people up. TikTok, I found that it was surprisingly easier. Now, that's coming from me, where I'm used to dealing with a lot of complicated things, and I just found that TikTok was the easiest one to deal with. And the great thing about TikTok is that you can start ads and very quickly, within a matter of 24 hours, be generating leads. In fact, if you put the campaign together the right way, you start that campaign at midnight, you go to bed at night and put your head on the pillow. And when you wake up in the morning, no, you're not going to have a tooth from the tooth fairy, but you will wake up with some leads of motivated sellers. And actually, I think that's better than a tooth fairy paying you a couple bucks for your teeth. Negatives is that there's less targeting options with TikTok. And so it's an interesting platform from that perspective. It is very much dependent on the creative. And by that, I mean that the video that we're going to use in order to generate our leads is very, very important. It's in fact one of the most critical parts of the whole equation. If you get that wrong, then it's not going to work. And you have to be able to select the audiences properly. It's one of the key things, because in my testing, if you select the wrong audience, then you're not going to get any leads. And so in the beginning of the count, it's very important for you to make sure that you're using the appropriate creatives and audiences just to be able to build that activity inside of the account. And many times what we find is we may have to start a few campaigns just to kind of get the account going. We don't have to spend that much money. And I'll share with you what the budgets are on TikTok. But once we get it going, then it goes. And we're very satisfied with the leads that we're getting from TikTok. As with any of the platforms, you can start with, I would recommend you start wide so that you get a lot of leads coming in. And then you can then decrease the geography. Keeping in mind is that as you decrease the geography, meaning that instead of targeting nationwide, you're targeting states, and then you might be targeting even just a handful of states, then your cost per lead is going to go up. And so you have to kind of manage that. In the beginning, I recommend going wider. Kind of the middle ground is about 21 states, and I share with you the 21 states that we target when we're targeting on the platforms in general, all platforms. Cost per lead is very good, very good. The lead quality is good. What do I mean by lead quality? By lead quality, I mean, is number one, are we able to get a hold of these property owners when they reach out to us? Number two, is there intent? Meaning that, we want properties where the property owner knows that we're looking to, that we're looking to purchase, that in order for them to sell to an investor, they know that they need to give a discount. And we're looking for a property that does have some nicks and bruises, that does need work. And yes, we do get those properties that are in excellent condition and people fill out that the property is currently listed. You can't avoid that. But we are getting quite a bit of properties that are definitely in that avatar that we're looking for. In addition to that, we're also getting a lot of properties in populated areas. Sometimes on Facebook, when we advertise, especially when we're advertising over a large area, then those leads, we'll get good leads, but we'll also get leads that are just in the middle of nowhere. We just can't do anything with them. And so we're just going to throw away those leads. We just can't. It's not even worth it. We do get quite a bit more of a percentage of leads that are in populated areas with TikTok. I don't know why that is. I would guess that it's because of the lack of saturation in the platform, and the lack of ads being run for real estate. And they do have quite a bit of a large user base. So it's not like, TikTok, only people in small cities, in large cities are using TikTok. That's not the case. I don't know why it is. I don't ask those questions. When you got something good, you don't ask, hey, why are you giving me this good stuff? You just get as much as you can while you still can. And so now here's an example. There's a campaign that we're running targeting 21 states. And I'll share with you what those states are and why we select those states. But you can see that the box in the red are the conversions. And you can see to the right of that is the cost per conversion. That's how much we're paying per lead. You can see some of these campaigns we're running at 7. In general, we're paying about $15 a lead. That's 1.5, which is a very good cost per lead for the type of lead that we're getting. And we're very happy with those results. So in general, a lot of times people ask me, like, Chico, what does it take in order to get a deal? And that depends on you, depends on your capabilities. You got to be able to learn how to talk to sellers. If you don't know how to talk to sellers, if you sound horrible over the phone, you're gonna struggle versus somebody who's really good on the phone. You got to be able to analyze these properties correctly too as well. In general, I would say a benchmark of 50 leads in order to get a deal. 50 leads at $15 a lead is going to be 50 times 15. It's going to be $750. Our average assignment fee is $15,000 to spend $750 to make $15,000. That's a pretty good rate of return on your investment. And so that's kind of what I would target as hey, I got to spend some money in order to be able to get enough leads that you might get lucky and say your 10th lead ends up being a banger and you make a ton of money, or you may end up being on the other side of that equation. And now, the 70th lead ends up being the great lead that's going to get you a deal. So it's just that law of numbers. And again, when you're doing any sort of marketing, that you're going to be spending and investing some money in marketing in order to get an output out of it. Now, as we scroll down here are the states that we target. Now, these are, all the major states, and you can actually pause the video if you wanted to and take a screenshot of all these different states. Here's the deal. When you're targeting, this is a map of the United States of America at night, and you can see lights. And these lights indicate population. In general, when you're targeting, you want to just be near populated areas. You notice that in Wyoming, there's not that many lights. In Montana, there's not that many lights. Don't target those states. North Dakota, South Dakota, everything happens to be toward the east side of the country. So if all you did was just target that east side of the country, then you'll be perfectly fine. You'll find deals. You'll find deals with great in populated areas that then you can make some money with as a real estate wholesaler. Now, the lead flow, this is what I found interesting. The lead flow tends to be heavy during non-working hours. This is a screenshot of leads. These are just current leads that we've got. And you'll notice that on the upper right here, you'll notice that the leads are coming in at 11:55, 11:32. But you see some leads here that come in at 1:50 a.m., 3:55 a.m. What we notice is that the leads will come in late at night, kind of nothing in the middle of the day. And then at night, late at night, middle of the night, like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then during the middle of the day, not that much. Why is that? I just happen to think that it's the nature of the platform. Most people are on TikTok to waste their time. in the middle of the day, you should be working. So that means that if you have a house, then you likely have a job, and you got to be doing your job. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem, right? And so as a result, you're not going to be on the platform. And that's why at night, when you finally sit on the platform and you start browsing aimlessly, looking at cat videos or whatever dancing videos you're looking at, then that's when most of the traffic is. And that's why we're seeing the leads coming in during that time. If you are a real estate investor or a wholesaler and you're interested in having warm incoming leads through online marketing, specifically TikTok, Facebook, and Google, we have a program where we can set everything up for you. All you got to do is turn on the ads and off to the races you go. Click the link in the description. As far as creatives, what we do is it's a platform that really thrives on what's called UGC. UGC means user-generated content, meaning that it's best to use creatives that look like normal on the platform. They don't look like commercial type of advertisements. You see the one on the left is me, and that tends to do fairly well. Actually, we use this video and we share it with our clients. And then the ones on the right are people that I paid for to actually be actors for me in ads that then we run, and then we use those as our creatives. So the great thing about this is that a couple things. Number one is these creatives will work on TikTok and will work on Facebook. And that's number one. Number two is that you don't have to worry about being the dancing bear. You don't have to worry about, oh man, I got to get online. I got to get on camera and do videos. And I don't like that about myself. And what if my makeup is bad? What if, I've got a big booger on my nose? You don't have to worry about any of that, because you can either use my videos or you can use actors. And it's these actors to do a video like this will cost you somewhere around 75 to 80 bucks. Not that much money. And you can, and then once you use one, then you use that one over and over again. Here's the interesting thing. We're also using AI generated actors. Do you see these people here? They're not real people. They are actors. Not even actors. They're like pixels on a screen. Imagine it's weird. I showed my wife one of these and she was like, that lady sounds really weird. And I'm like, yeah, it's AI. So we're also running these. Some of them work, some of them don't, but we go through them. And now we have a combination of, Chico showing himself. We got the actors showing themselves. And then we got like the AI people showing themselves. And so it's great because you don't have to show yourself at all, ever. Let's talk about some creatives that didn't do well. Now, I'm here in my YouTube channel for the house business, and I'll show you one creative that didn't do well, and that is a creative that looks very much like a advertisement. If you're thinking about selling your... I had to pause that, but you can see this is a creative that we're using that is pretty much just your, typical video with stock image. That did not do well at all. And that's because of the nature of the platform. The platform really requires creatives to look very much like the content that you're used to seeing on TikTok. Now, the great thing is that we're collecting these leads through TikTok's own internal lead system, which they call instant forms, similar to Facebook lead forms. And what great thing is that the leads are collected there. It's tracked right away, so we don't have to worry about pixels on the website or anything like that. You do need a website. You should have a website as a real estate investor because, if you have a real estate investor website, then that adds credibility when you're speaking with property owners about selling their property. And then you just need a basic website with a privacy policy and so that you can put the link in the lead form with TikTok. But the great thing is you can build these easily. Takes about 5 minutes. You build it. And then now when somebody clicks on your ad, they're going to go to the form, fill out their information, and then you'll use a software such as Zapier. Just in case you don't know what Zapier is. This is Zapier here, and this allows you to take, this is kind of connects everything on the internet, so it allows you to take leads that are coming in to your lead form here and be able to your instant form and then be able to send them to your email, send them to your CRM, wherever you want those leads sent. In terms of a budget recommendation, There is a minimum budget of $50. This is how the campaign structure is set up. If you're familiar with Facebook ads and you're familiar with this particular campaign structure, you have the campaign, you have ad groups, and you have ads underneath. All platforms pretty much operate the same way. The minimum budget on a campaign level is $50. However, you can circumvent that by not setting the budget at the campaign and instead setting the campaign, the budget at the ad group level, which then allows you to do a minimum of $20. So you can get started with as little as $20 in order to be able to generate leads. Even though, here's the thing. Yes, you can get started with $20, but can you do a deal with $20? The thing is that there's always, I would say this, there's a big difference between probability and possibility. Is it possible that you can go to the corner grocery store and buy a ticket for the lotto and win? It's possible. But is it probable? Not really. Same thing here. Can you generate leads by only spending $20 a day on a campaign? Answer is yes. Now, that's the possibility. Is it possible that you can do that? Yes. Is it probable that you will get a deal with running a campaign just for a couple of days? It's not probable. It's a law of numbers. Some people might get lucky and bam, you get like the first 2 or 3 leads. They're bangers and you do a deal and you're like, oh my God, this is heaven, Chico. I would thank you because you changed my life. But the probability is low. A greater probability is that if you spend, at least $750 to $1,000 on the platform, that you're going to generate enough leads if you have configured things correctly. Because if you're running leads on TikTok and now you're spending, $100 per lead, then that means you're doing something wrong. And so if you're generating leads at an affordable cost, then you should be able to get deals based on that. So as a real estate investor, if you're not utilizing online marketing, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage. In the next set of videos, I'm going to go through the rest of the platform. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you would like help from our team to be able to help you implement this, we will set up all this for you. We will then look over your shoulder as you operate them and as you generate the leads, so that make sure that you are getting the results. We will also coach you along with analyzing the properties and even act as your safety net, where if you want help in doing deals, we will go ahead and do the deals with you, and then we will split the profits as a way to get you going in this business. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure you click the link in the description and get more details about the opportunity to work with us. And again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and that way you'll be notified of the next video in this series.